me just say that I find that any mother that would put these photos out of their child's death is absolutely disgusting and not out for any justice, but out for any last dime she could make off of this man's life or career or whatever. She's out for one thing and one thing only, and that's money.
Made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. And the reason for this is she is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she is certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
We're gonna bring her on, but before we do, I just want to make something really clear. The police have said it was not foul play. They have not identified anybody as a person of interest, a suspect, anything like that. The operating theory is he was huffing and he overdid it and died in the bathtub. So that's the operating theory. She has a different point of view.
Right. The photos that she has released show the bathtub. It shows the floor around the bathtub, and there are things that she sees there or doesn't see in these images that that make her suspicious. And she wanted to make sure that Aaron's death remained something that people are talking about. And I think she's insinuating she wants people to put pressure on the police to do a thorough investigation. So joining us now to talk about why she put these out is Jane Carter, Aaron's mom. Jane, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you so much.
So Jane, why don't you walk us through what troubles you about that scene, about the things that you saw in the photograph?
And the things that you've heard happened in the house.
Oh, well, the first day, I mean, I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter, Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and it just, everything, the stories just kind of kept changing. But I was very concerned because, he had obviously had a lot of people that were harassing him on the internet.
Are you suggesting that somebody may have done him harm? Somebody who was going after him online?
Oh, absolutely.
Jane, what is it you think happened? I mean, the police have said there was no...
Jane, if you believe the delusions that people online were out to get him, to physically murder him, you're just as delusional as he was and listened to his delusions, which is why he's not here anymore.
Foul play
Jane.
In his death. So what is the theory that you think may have happened?
The Lancaster Police Department was there many, many times on welfare checks, sent there by different people. And, the night that he died, Melanie said that there was a welfare check. And there was obviously not a welfare check. The lady Betty, that was the housekeeper, said he was fine, and nobody actually really checked on Aaron.
I am so sorry, and I don't want to challenge you on this, but I got to ask, isn't that kind of splitting hairs? The police did show up for a welfare check. My understanding is they talked to Betty, never got to Aaron because Betty said he was okay. That was my recollection.
Yeah, and isn't that interesting? That Betty was just let go, and nobody knows where she is now. She was never interviewed. There was no...
But she was interviewed, as she was the person who found Aaron, so the police obviously spoke to her. What did you do, Jane? What did you do? You're going to blame Betty now? Betty wasn't a person of interest, which is why she's not being further questioned. But you wouldn't know that because you do zero research into your own child's death. This is child number 2 you lost to the same disease.
Never
Wow.
any kind of homicide investigation, which there should have been. That house should have been closed off. People were tromping through, just like I said. And
But one of those people were Melanie. Melanie was one of those people taking photos, so it was okay for her to go tromping through because she's the one that sent you the photos, right, Jane? Right? That's okay, right? The same woman that you said we need to get that baby away from her, that was you, Jane. Why Mel is talking to you is probably the same reason you're talking to her, because you two idiots want to see what money you can get out of this. Here's the sad facts. One of these days, Prince is going to be old enough to find those photos on his own. And how do you think that's going to make your grandson feel about his father's death? With you posting these disgusting photos all over the fucking internet. You're a terrible person and you were never a mother.
I think it's wrong.
We should say, just for the record so people know, Betty has never been in any way named as even a person of interest or anything like that.
That's right, because she wasn't a person of interest. That's just Jane's way of getting out of Aaron taking any ownership or anyone taking any ownership of what Aaron actually died from. Right, Jane?
So I get this is your personal opinion on it. Look, your son has had a history of huffing.
Yep.
And I guess, you know.
And there was a video that he had posted, I think, within a week before his death.
Yes, it was sent to me.
It was sent to you, and what did you do with it? Because if that was either of my sons, I'd be on a plane so fast, their heads would be spinning if my child was in the condition that your child showed online for everyone to see. You were sent it and did what? Nothing.
So I guess the operating theory has been this was huffing gone bad. Do you entertain that as a possibility? Are you dismissing that?
No, actually, the first time Aaron went to rehab was Betty Ford, and I went to Johnny Wright's compound in Orlando, Florida, and his friend Jason Sanchez said, "Oh, don't come, don't come." Aaron called me and said, "Mom, please come." And I went, and he was like in a closet and just huffing. But the thing about Aaron, he never, when he was doing that, he always hid it. It wouldn't just be thrown around a bathtub like that or all around the room, and even found outside.
Oh yes, Aaron was very tidy with his drug paraphernalia. Like all addicts, they just leave it around, and Aaron cleaned his up, especially in an overdose. You fucking moron. What are you talking about?
Days later. So.
But again, he could have done that thinking he could clean it up himself, because he never would have thought he would die accidentally. So couldn't you do that behind closed doors as your bedroom door is closed, and then just move it
and then clean it up
after
once
it's
you
over?
get it,
Yeah, after you get out of the tub.
Just wasn't his MO.
What was his MO then, Jane? Why do we know his MO better than his own mother does? How do you sit here and look at yourself talking like this? It's so sad. So sad. You failed Aaron as his mother. You failed him.
As far as I knew.
Jane, have you heard anything from the coroner's office as far as timeline when the toxicology might be back?
You know, I did hear that if it is the aerosols or whatever, then that's probably not going to be detected. So if it's something else, which Melanie thinks it is, because there was a drug dealer, and she has the last text that she sent to the.
Time I ever did Xanax was from a street drug dealer. I didn't even know what it was doing. I mean, I had no idea what it was even for.
While Aaron was taking Xanax, he chose to add other drugs to the mix.
Yeah, I talk about, I take Xanax, hydroxyzine, gabapentin, Seroquel, trazodone, and propranolol. Yeah.
When you combine all those drugs, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. 1 + 1 equals 10,000. Together, they're much more powerful, so it can be very, very dangerous.
I can't sit here and say that I haven't played Russian roulette, because I have. And it could kill you.
When I say he took my Xanax, it was a situational thing because I was told that somebody else stole his. And he was very sick, and I was trying to help. I not prescribed to it. I've never taken it. I literally just said like, hey, I'm in this situation. I have anxiety. People are blowing up my phone. I had 100,000 messages. I had to change my number 3 times. I had to change jobs. So my doctor was like, yeah, sure. You definitely need it. I don't take it. It was not for me. I don't even take Advil.
Shed the light non-stop on all of the people that are involved. Logan Paul, Justin Bieber, Jenna Shea, Shane Coyle, Lori Knight, all of my family. All of those people. Alright? People that work at the Grove, people that work for higher up powers, they're all trying to non-stop put me in jail for murder for hire, right? For all kinds of crazy shit. And I will fucking feel good thumbing through the back end, don't it? Ain't had to make a play in 3 months, gave the blood to my brother in the trap, still rolling. Let's go. All my whole free, yeah, she ride deep. Yeah, like a goddamn pony. Steady running to the money, don't stop, green light, yeah, nigga, keep goddamn go. Vocalize myself so loud that you will hear me in the back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So step into a Slim Jim. Alright?
I'm quitting smoking weed. Do you know why?
You're gonna quit today?
Yeah.
And why?
Because it affects my medications.
Yes, they do.
So it doesn't allow my medications to work properly.
Yep. Because they don't believe in God. If you watch House of Carter's, Angel and Nick worship the Ouija board. So I'm not about. Oh, this guy needs serious help. He needs, really? With what? With what? My grammar? No. My intellect? No. My integrity? No. My relationship? Maybe.
Speaking of brain cells, you know, I'm on Neurontin, I'm on, you know, things that are helping rebuild my brain. Just, it's even keeled.
It's okay though. It's okay, because I'm not scared of shit. I fucking died when I was 3 years old. I'm not scared of death. Alright? I died and was resuscitated. You don't scare me. Nobody scares me. You see that? You see how good I am? You see how I use my brain? Your brain is the best weapon you have in this world.
Detective.
And if it's drugs, that would surface in the toxicology results. So you're going to know something.
This is the thing that I don't like, okay? I'm looking at those photos. Obviously, people were able to go into that home, his home, and see that. Look at that tub, okay? Look how full that tub is. All right? If you put a body in there, and it gets that green or whatever, you put a body in there, and don't you think there'd be some water on the outside when you pull it out and you're supposedly doing CPR? I mean, that overfull tub, in my opinion. So I think there's a lot of suspicious. Hey, I know he was an addict, okay? I know that he had his issues, and a lot of them were with doctors that were, you know, prescribing him medications that they should not have been prescribing him.
Yeah.
Because they weren't doing the meetings. These doctors, they, you know, you're supposed to see a patient in person.
And we know that doesn't always happen for sure. We know that. Well, look, I mean, look, we're out of time, but obviously the toxicology may answer some of these questions,
or may
but it's possible
create other
you're
questions.
never going to get a full answer if it was indeed aerosol. So, you know, I guess we just have to wait to see what those results are.
No, I do think that Aaron did not want to die. He had no intention of dying. And I don't think that he would be doing that much of that aerosol. It's just like, it's like overkill.
Jane, this justice for my baby thing just is not working for me. Obviously, he was getting them off the street because we all saw that, right? We all saw him doing that. We also heard him say it. So I don't know why you're so in the dark about your own child's death. We are all very aware of what happened. I don't believe this, oh, it was a homicide and someone was after him. Bullshit. If you cared that much, you would have been down here taking care of it, being a mother, not fucking drinking in Florida.
So.
All right. Jane, first, we are, of course, sorry for your loss, but thank you so much for being with us, and we will see where the case goes once those toxicology results come back. Please take care.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jane. I just want to make one thing really clear. The police have never said this was any
foul play. Right.
There were no people of interest here that the police have named. This is her opinion.
Right.
But the police, at least, have not concluded any of that or even gone down that road.
Right.
We're going to take a break. All right.
Since I'm disgusted with Jane and her decision to go forward with these photos that inevitably her grandson will find someday, which I find absolutely appalling, I decided to look into what an actual aftermath death of a drowning and a cleanup is like. The following video is graphic, so if you do not like these things, I advise you not to watch them, but this is very interesting to me.
So we are here to drain and clean that bathtub that y'all have been seeing the pictures of. My technician with me here today, Moose, is cleaning our masks so that we can suit up properly for this job.
There we go. Oh, it's still going. Oh, I can't find it. It's not over here.
It's gotta be in somewhere. Found it. Okay. Now just keep your hand right there. Let it.
By the way, those of you that are concerned about what we're doing, draining the tub is safe because of the chemicals that we use. So there you go. You don't have to worry about us getting that tub clean.
We got the call Sunday about this, and the person who died had been in the tub for 5 days when she was found this weekend, and we're just now cleaning this on Wednesday, so yes. This bathtub has been like this for about a week. You said it was warm?
Oh, warm. Like room temperature.
I said I would never make an Aaron Carter video again after his death, and here I am. But the reason I'm making it is not because of Aaron, but because of Jane and her decision to out pictures that were really no one's business to see. That was, God forbid, one of my children. The last thing I would be doing was sharing their after-death, God forbid, photos. But I did a little research into decomposition and what happens, and maybe Jane should do the same. Water will go from green to a dark, deep red color the longer they're in the tub. It's a very slow, horrific decomposition, and nobody was doing CPR, Jane. I don't know where you got that from, but either way, this is very sad because this is nothing but a money grab, and she is still trying to get whatever she can financially out of this man who's no longer even on this planet. So, I'm disgusted, and I wasn't going to say anything about it, but I really, as a mother, could not say something about it. Who does this? Who does this? When there was more than enough evidence that he was getting them off the street, he was getting them from doctors, he was on a plethora of medications, he was huffing. You saw it for yourself, according to you. What did you do is my question. Other than enable, laugh at the most disgusting things regarding your other children and molestation. Jane, we saw it all, sweetie pie. You and your drunk ass behavior. And this makes me sick. I feel terrible for Aaron's son. Your grandson's gonna see this someday. And I hope that he knows what a piece of shit you are. Because anybody that would show photos like this and try to make money off of this and demand that the Lancaster police make this a homicide, it wasn't a homicide. It was an overdose. Overkill, as you would say. Yeah, it was overkill. Hence the term overdose. Wake the fuck up. You could have helped this, but you chose not to. And that's that. I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday. I'm sorry this was such a heavy video, but I had to say something about it. But I hope you all have a great day. Leave any questions or comments below, and I will respond like I always do. Have a great day, guys.